All right, guys, this is a hood off of a 2016 Chevy Captiva. It's got some chips in it, and it's got some dents in it. And no, I'm not going to sand the chips out. And no, I'm not going to fix the dents. Do you guys know why? Because every 2016 Captiva has dents and chips and scratches in it. This is a used car. This is not a 1932 Duesenberg. It came from the auction, and it's going to go back to the auction. But you real stupid guys, you be sure to get in my comments and tell me how I should fix them dents and them chips and stuff, because I love to hear that crap. Now, if you wonder what I'm doing now, I took the base coat off the gun and put the sealer in the cup and put it right back on. I didn't clean the gun. It still got some blue paint in it from painting the bottom of the hood. Do I care? No. Why don't I care? Because it doesn't mean anything. That little bit of base coat getting in my sealer is not going to change anything. It's not going to make the paint fall off. It's not going to cause it to bubble up. Wasting thinner and stuff to clean a gun in between sealer and base coat is just a big waste of time, big waste of money. Now, if I'm doing a premium job, I will clean my gun in between each coat of everything. And even on this piece of crap, I'm going to clean the sealer out of the gun before I spray the base coat. So anyway, it's all sanded with 400, and now I'm going to spray sealer on it. This is 1K sealer, and you want to spray it wet, but not super wet. You just need to get a good coverage on there so you don't have to worry about bleed through or color shining through or whatever. The Captiva is a dark blue color, so I'm shooting black sealer. I don't have to get too carried away and worry about making it lay down perfect or any crap like that. I'm just getting the sealer on there. It's all sanded, and the sealer will stick to my 400 and make it smooth for my base coat. But then again, my base coat's a dark blue. I could have sanded it 320 and everything would have been just fine. You know why it'd be just fine? Because it's pearl. It's not metallic. It's dark. It's not going to show no stripes or anything, so I don't have to worry about getting it extra slick or anything like that. It's not silver metallic where the metallic's going to stand up in the scratches. That's what you have to worry about on light color, is your metallic falling off and the scratches are standing up. Now, in case you were wondering where it is I'm painting at, I'm painting in my buddy Eric's little mechanic shop. And there's grease all over the floor, there's dirty motors and crap all over the place, and I'm not worried about it a bit. And you want to know why? Because I know what I'm doing. Here, now that I've finished the sealer, I'm going to pour some thinner in my gun and clean it out. But I'm not going to get too carried away. I'm not going to try to make it crystal clean or anything like that. It's not necessary. Now I've let the sealer flash enough so I can tack rag it. Whenever you spray your first coat of whatever you're spraying on there, that's where most of the dirt's going to get in it, is in that very first coat of whatever you spray. So I sprayed the sealer. Now I'm going to run the tack cloth over it. Now, this is what I was talking about in sealer, about full coverage and stuff like that. You can see red kind of shining through there on that side panel, but it's got enough black over it that blue is going to cover that in 2 coats, no problem. I'm using Sunfire base coat from my local Sherwin-Williams distributor, and it covers real good. I just did not want to have to cover red completely, because then I would have felt like I need to buy a quart of paint instead of a pint. And now I'm just going to put on basically 2.5 coats. The first coat be real fast. Then on the second and third coat, I'll slow down a little bit. Now I'm guesstimating my pressure here to be about between 25 and 30. You know how I know? Because I know what I'm doing. And I'm running off pancake air compressor, just one. My other one's at another shop. So I've only got 3.5 CFM to run this 5 CFM gun. but I won't let that stop me from getting it sprayed because I know what I'm doing. Now y'all see the light source to the left coming in. Well, that's the garage door wide open right there, and it's nice little breeze blowing outside. Do I care? No, I don't. Now you can see my base coat is wet, and you can see me in it, but I'm not spraying it soaking wet because I never spray base coat soaking wet. To me, that's just foolish. You're asking for fish eyes, and you're gonna get them. Even when I get my shop all set up for perfect clean air, I'm still not gonna spray the base coat soaking wet because that's ridiculous. One of the reasons the base coat looks pretty wet here, even though I'm going fast, is because it's only like 60 degrees. It's not real warm. I got a t-shirt on, but it's not exactly, warm weather. It's fairly cool, especially to paint. Now I'm gonna give the edges a spritzing. Even though I sprayed the edges when I painted the bottom of the hood, I still want to spray them again just to make sure. Don't want none of that red showing through on dark blue. Now for the second coat, since I can reach it, I'm gonna go across the hood, break things up a bit. Now, in this case, I'm probably doing a 75-80% overlap, and if it had been a fine metallic, or a light colored metallic I should say, I would be spraying with a 90% overlap, but it's not necessary with this dark blue pearl. If there's any way you could get stripes or blotches in it, I don't know how, but you'd have had to done something mighty stupid. Any dark color is easy to paint because you can see it, and even if it has metallic and pearl in it, it's dark, and for whatever reason you don't see any kind of dark splotches or any dark stripes in a dark color. It ain't happening. Now I'm gonna put my third and final coat on it. I'm gonna start at the back for no particular reason, work towards the front. I'm spraying it like I did the second coat, just kind of smooth and easy, nothing fancy. Now I can't see, so I tend to be farther away from the panel than I want to be, but it's not going to make any difference on this color, so no biggie. And it really doesn't make much difference what pattern you use to spray this or that. It's not going to affect the overall job anyway. You just don't want to spray it super dry. I didn't film it, but we took the hood out in the sun for about 10-15 minutes because, as I said before, it's pretty cool today, and I wanted to make sure it was gassed out before I tack ragged it because I didn't want to smear my base coat. If your base coat has any wet spots in it and you wipe it with a tack rag, you smear it, mess it all up. But I like to tack my sealer and tack my base before I clear, and then I'll have a lot less dirt. Again, I didn't waste any time or material cleaning out the paint gun between base coat and clear coat. The clear coat's going on top of this base coat. If the clear coat gets a little base coat touching it inside the gun, it's not going to hurt it. But come on now, I want to hear the stupid stuff like, oh, you should clean your gun out before you put clear in it. That base coat's going to ruin that clear. Well, you got chocolate in my peanut butter. No, you got peanut butter in my chocolate. It's all going to be fine. Now looky here. I got my Billy hat light around the cup of my gun, and it's like that guy and his $300 light. I can see what I'm doing. Now, I'm not trying to parade this here paint job as the best of the best of the best. I'm just painting the thing and getting her done. The car I'm putting it on is an orange, peely, ugly thing, so it'll be just fine. Now I'm gonna put on my relatively wet coat. I'm not trying to soak it because I don't need it to flow out like glass. It needs to look like the rest of the car. Look at that Billy light lighting that thing up. Ain't that great? $25, not $295. And why do you need a sunlight corrected light to spray your paint? You were supposed to match the paint before you ever pulled the trigger. Trying to match paint as you go can turn into a very expensive process. You need to do that stuff ahead of time. Come work in my shop and start spraying without paint that matches, I'll fire you. Need to have a spray out card sprayed and all your tinting done, ready for a blendable match. So I don't need any color correction on the light. I just need the light to shine on the paint where I can see what I'm doing. Now, as I said, I'm not trying to Rembrandt this thing and make it the top show car finish that ever was. It's a cheap piece of crap car going to the auction. I just need a shine on it and the right color. That's right, it's got orange peel in it. Whoop-a-de-doo. You'll see here in a minute the car's got orange peel in it too. So I'm a master. I make the hood look like the rest of the car. The rest of the car's got dents and scratches and chips. So does this hood. Except now the dents and scratches and chips are painted over, so they're better than they were before. So by the time I'm done spraying here, I got roughly 2 coats of clear on it. I had 2 half coats and 1 full coat. So that's plenty enough clear. That's probably more than the factory put on it. As you can see, I went down the center first. Now I'm spraying the sides. And if it was summertime, I probably would have had to put some slow reducer in it or something, but I didn't reduce it at all because it doesn't call for a reducer. So in this 60-degree temperature, it's going to lay out just fine and have just the right orange peel like we like on our orange peely car. And it has hardly any dirt in it. You bunch of dirt heads that are going to complain about me painting in a dirty shop. Well, like I told you before, I know what I'm doing. I know all about dirt. I know how to keep dirt out. It's going to have a little bit of dirt in it, but not enough to worry about, not enough to make it not sell at the auction. Now y'all know this whole video would be boring as all get out if I hadn't been quacking through the whole thing. And I'm guaranteeing you that guy's got 30 million views on spraying a 1 coat of base coat on fender. That's bought views, because it was boring with no audio, and there is no way that many people watch that without somebody getting paid. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it looks good enough for the girls I go with, so it's going to be another ship it. Now that we've looked at it with our $300 paint gun light with the 95% discount, let's see what it looks like on the car. All right, boys and girls, the hood's back on the car, looking nice and shiny, has not too much dirt in it, color matches pretty dang good, has similar orange peel to what the car has on it, and it'll bring all the money at the sale, and it wouldn't bring any more money if I sanded and buffed it. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is a used car, nearly 10 years old. It doesn't have to be perfect. It ain't no showpiece. So please touch my like thingy and share my shizzle and subscribe, damn it!